This is going to be a quick look at the Winterial 5-in-1 survival knife, and here's a quick look at it on Amazon. Alright, we'll go ahead and take a look at the knife itself. It does come packaged in a cardboard box, and then this is inside the box. I didn't really feel necessary to show you. As you can see, there's the brand name. It is a nice little Velcro closure carry case, and you've got a belt loop on the back so you can secure it to your belt. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the knife itself. Alright, as I mentioned, of course this is a 5-in-1 knife. You've got the blade. Back here you've got a window breaker, or a glass breaker rather, a seat belt cutter, a flashlight, and then back here you've got a fire steel. So it's actually a pretty nice knife. It's made of aircraft aluminum. I'm not sure, because they don't list it, I'm not sure what the blade steel is, but I think it's probably just high carbon steel or stainless, and of course, as you can see, it is coated with something, some type of black coating. So do be mindful. If it is high carbon, of course it'll rust, so you do want to keep it oiled. I wouldn't recommend this as an EDC knife. It is pretty hefty. And that's of course due to all of the accessories that it includes. Before we look at all of those though, I do want to get a quick shot all the way around the knife so you can kind of see some of the detail. The pocket clip is very strong. No doubt that it's gonna last. One thing about the blade, it's actually spring assisted, so you've got your thumb stud here. If you're a lefty, there is no thumb stud on the other side, so I'm sorry. You're just gonna push the thumb stud and it's gonna spring open. It is a liner lock, as you can see, so of course to shut it you're just going to push that to the side and close it. The blade is partially serrated, and the lock is not always solid, as you kind of just saw there. You know, if you're just slowly opening it like that, it actually locked that time, but just be mindful of that before you do any hard cutting tasks. You do kind of want to make sure that it's locked up pretty good. We'll do a quick paper cutting test. What knife review would be complete without one? Well, try to cut paper. There we go. And this of course is the factory edge. I haven't sharpened it, which as you can see you're definitely going to want to sharpen it. So out of the box it's definitely not incredibly sharp, so you are going to want to put a stone to it or something like that. So I just thought about trying to test the seatbelt cutter, but it's not going to work on paper. There's the glass punch and the razor blade embedded down there. We'll take a look at the flashlight first. It does have a magnet on the bottom, so that's what's holding it in there. Relatively strong, but I do imagine if you drop this thing, the flashlight may fall out of it. And as you can see, the magnet isn't, well, maybe it is. It is strong enough to hold up by itself. One thing worth noting, when I got it, I didn't think the flashlight actually worked, but I opened it up and realized there was a little piece of paper separating the connectors to the from the battery, so just make sure you go in and do that. And to turn it on, you're just going to twist the bezel. Relatively bright. I would say maybe 20 or 30 lumens, so it's not going to be tremendously bright, but enough to kind of see what you're doing if you're doing some cutting tasks or whatever. So we will drop it back in there. You could, while you're working, possibly use it as a light while you're cutting. We'll turn the light off real quick. Maybe a little bit, but because the light is situated on top of the blade, you're not really going to be able to see down here what your actual blade is touching, so be mindful of that as well. Then we'll take a look at the fire steel. As you can see, I've already played around with it a little bit and scraped some of the coating off. This thing works like a champ. And don't judge me for using the serrations on the knife to start it. Personally, and this has nothing to do with this knife, I'm not a serrated knife blade fan, never have been, so for this purpose, I'm not going to use the spine of the blade because the serrations work so much better. As you can see, the serrations, the fire steel will fall right in there perfectly. So as you can see, it does throw a pretty good spark. So that's pretty much it. Again, this is the 5-in-1 survival knife by Winterial. And if you're looking for something like this as a gift for a stocking stuffer for Christmas or something like that, I can definitely recommend it. Again, do be mindful that you need to keep the blade oiled and pay attention to that locking mechanism. But overall, I like it. I think it's a great little addition to your bug out bag, or something to keep in your car. And if you're looking at it, I definitely don't think you'll be disappointed. Thanks. This is going to be a quick look at the Winterial 5-in-1 survival knife, and here's a quick look at it on Amazon. Alright, we'll go ahead and take a look at the knife itself. It does come packaged in a cardboard box, and then this is inside the box. I didn't really feel necessary to show you. As you can see, there's the brand name. It is a nice little Velcro closure carry case, and you've got a belt loop on the back so you can secure it to your belt. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the knife itself. Alright, as I mentioned, of course, this